Welcome to this week's episode of FTK Feature Focus. Make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Do it right now so that you get notified when we post new ones. We have a lot of new features coming out. FTK 7.6 is dropping here very soon as of this recording. So we'll have a lot of cool videos coming out very soon on the new things, of course. But for right now, we are talking about FTK Enterprise's remote collection abilities. Last week, we talked about pulling volatile data. This week, we're going to collect some files and do some preview. So let's get into it. Okay, so this should look familiar because this is where we kind of ended last week looking at the volatile data that we had pulled from that system. In a later video, we'll show some of the stuff that you can do with this, some other polls, different things like that. But for now, we're done with that. So I'm just going to reset us back over to the Explore tab to get us an empty screen. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go to Evidence. We're going to add remote data. And again, same screen. So we'll pull in our computer that we have an agent installed on. And for this one, what we're going to do is we're going to do a preview and acquire. So we're going to come down and we'll check mark logical drive preview and acquire. And logical drive just means that we will be given like the drive letters like C, D, E, F, etc. because we're looking at partitions. We'll hit OK. And now we're given our machine here. We can expand this out. We could pull the whole thing. I just want to look at the C drive here. And we're going to do preview information only. So you could select exactly what you wanted to load into FTK. And we're going to go down and we'll click OK. Now it's going to kick off that process of bringing it in so that we can click through. So this should take about 4 minutes. And so we'll see after that jump. All right, it's finished at 4 minutes and 1 second. It's pretty good. All right, so we're going to close this down. And notice that in the Explorer pane, our system has loaded up and we have the ability to preview this partition. So we can look at our users directory. So we have Bloopy here and we could open that up and we have the directories. They have OneDrive turned on. So their desktop is right here. And so we could select desktop and we can see the different files. We haven't run any processing. So FTK just lists the names in case you're wondering why the icons are gone. But if we click on something like this picture, we can see the picture. If we were to go to documents, and take a look, wrong documents. We were still in OneDrive. Take a look at their documents. We could look at, say, a Word document or, a spreadsheet, etc. Okay. So you can kind of look through the files that are on the system to determine, hey, is this something we need to collect? Is this something we need to remediate, etc. So there's a couple different ways you could collect, say, if you wanted to create, an image, you could do that of just the specific files. Of course, you could do the whole partition, but across the network, that's, pretty intensive. Whoops. So let's just show we could do a couple files. So you can do individual, of course, but I'll go ahead and I'll check mark like that one. I'll check mark that one. We got equipment here, sure. And, the ledger. Okay, cool. So we have a couple files there. We can right click on that and we can either export the files. So I'll just do that. So this will export all checked files to, notice that it is this computer, not the other one. So we're going to export those to our machine so we could do that. And this is just the raw files. This is an image and it'll bring those again from the machine across the network and dump it onto our machine. And then we have the ability to take a look at those, open them up, whatever you wanted to do with them. Most likely what you would want to do though is export to an image. So we would want to do all checked files or items. We'll click add. You could fill out your case information, of course, 81 or L01, either way. and we give it a file name. So we'll call it cross network poll or something like that. We'll drop it on the desktop. Just set that to 9 and then click OK and then start. And so what that's going to do is pull that across. It's pretty quick because we only have a couple files. And if we look at our desktop, it is there it is up here. And apparently iTunes needs an update. We don't care. And we have our image. And if we were to open up Imager, and we could add that in. So we'll say it's an image file. Next, browse. And we'll go to, we're already there, cross network poll, finish. And we can expand this out and root. And here's our IP address and computer name. We can expand that out to where our stuff is. And we have our files there and encapsulated in a secure forensic image so that you can work a case on it. You can give it to somebody else. You can preserve it. Maybe, at this point, the breach or whatever reason the matter is closed. So you're going to actually go and reset that box. You're just going to format it or pull it back, give them a new one, whatever. But at least you have the stuff that you can look at later. Again, speeding up the remediation process will not sacrifice in your ability, or at least mitigating the sacrifices you have to make to do a proper investigation. So simple as that to preview and pull data on your company network remotely. So you don't have to go out to every individual machine manually and take a look and pull the drive and all that sort of stuff. You can just do it from your workstation. All right, we will be back next week with FTK Feature Focus, again with more enterprise remote work oriented topics. So be sure to subscribe to the channels so that you get updated. Also, remember we have a podcast where we release episodes about twice a month. FTK Over the Air, where that's more industry related and forensic and workflow and solution related stuff, dealing with the whole industry, less necessarily tool specific. So be sure to check that out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again next week.